fellow humans and their ilk. Prepare to be engaged in serotonin-boosting activities for an extended period. Error. Reinitializing. Error. Fallback protocol. Activating unit.
Yes, well, hello. That was kind of weird. Blacked out again for another about, 2-3 minutes or so. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI, everyone's favorite double-decade-old MMORPG. It's me, Stoic, the philosopher, robot, fucking VTuber mix thing that you love and you cherish so deeply, and that you wait with bated breath to make sure that you're on board and you're ready to go as soon as the stream starts. You just can't wait for me to press that button. What are we doing today? We are paladining. It may not look like I'm a paladin rather, word wrong, but you could tell from the hat and the shield and the mallet that I am so a paladin. This paladin is also, incidentally, going to be doing great sword stuff, because that is a great idea, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Is it going to be viable late game? We'll see. Did I already purchase up to end game great swords in order to make the meme, try to make the meme work? Yeah. Are they functionally unresellable because they're late game paladin great swords that are either for warriors, because warriors are going to choose to use great sword over great axe lol, or for paladins, so it's paladin only, which means I say as I take a sip of my bubbly water that's only as good as you investing the Mio water boosting enhancer to it. It means that they're basically, I'm gonna have them forever, and the only way that I'm gonna be reselling them is if there is someone else out there that's a kindred spirit like me that's willing to give great sword paladin a try. So far it's been great, and that's not copium. It's been actually around as easy to keep hate, if not slightly easier in some situations, because I deeply underestimated just how much hate actually gets generated from great swords, more than you would think. I really underestimated how much like threat through damage contributes. We do be out in the desert. Sand do be getting in my Metal Gear here. We're going to be trying to level here, right here, right in this spot. Pulling ostensibly from the east, sometimes from the west if we manage to get through everything. I'm hoping that there's a level 39 sync, even a level 38 sync, just because some of these dommels do go up to 48. So there's not really a huge amount of mileage experience wise. If it seems like it's going bad, we'll just break the party early or reform somewhere else. I do want to bring your attention to my health bar, which happens to be 666, which is perfect theming for my dark paladining. That is most assuredly going to happen. So let's do a cursory look and see if we have any 39s out there. If we do, that'll be perfect. Let's see here. There are 40s. Maybe I don't even want to be here. Like, I wasn't really impressed with I grabbed the camp location from the experience camps part of Horizon 11's wiki. Well, let's take a quick gander here and see if there's anything else that really stands out to us. I've done the goblins from 40 to 43. I don't want to fucking fight goblins. Goblins just suck so much for various different reasons. We could try to get mileage out of beetles north, but we would want to get at least a 41 or 42 to sync to, because I can handle shit that's like 9-10 levels above me, even though it's not exactly preferable. Because some of the beetles, the minimum of the beetles range is 47, and 7 levels below whatever the the level is like your sweet spot. So let me see if I can do a search for 42 to 52 invite and see if there's any healers and stuff out here that would be willing to partake. The trouble is that I would have to grab the 42 and then sync to the 42 from there, which is, it's fine. I just have to basically pray that that person, you know, doesn't fall asleep or, you know, have to go do something for like 40 minutes or do some other combination of things that's just annoying enough that, you know, I need to worry about it. I feel like even though the range is higher, I don't know how much mileage we're gonna be able to get out of this camp, man. There's only like 5 monsters, and I'm already like, it's, the wiki says that I can push it to 42, which I want to believe them, but like, if we're killing everything that's there, I feel like we're just gonna have to wait. And nothing pisses people off more than waiting. I should probably just throw on some silent oils and prison powders. It's fine, I can afford it. It's not a big deal. That's probably what we're gonna do. We're under level compared to where the camp is. 41 even is too low for these beetles that's on the ridge. But the benefit is that there's about 500,000 of them. If you hear my dog barking, I apologize, but she has to be able to do what she wants because she's a peanut butter princess with sun-kissed toes that deserves the entire world. So sometimes she's gonna bark. She's extremely quiet, literally every bit else of the rest of the time. So, you know, forgiveness is the name of the game here. Yeah, we got some leveling done. I mean, every day this week. I'm trying so hard to get Paladin up to 75 as quickly as I can. I made by far the most expensive purchase that I'm still not sure was a good decision. I mean, objectively, it was bad. Like, there's no reason to spend $1 million on anything unless it gives you like $1 billion in accuracy. In theory, this does. So I purchased Cats Out of the Bag. I purchased Enlight for a whole million gil, with the premise being that if I'm going to main 75 Paladin until Blue Mage comes out, like Paladin is what I'm going to be investing all of my effort into unless I need like a break and I'm leveling some other jobs that might be incidentally interesting or helpful in some way, like Thief or something. Paladin's where like all my meat and potatoes are gonna go into. I think that this is where I parked it before. So we are in fact going to grab like a 42 if we can help it. If you happen to be in chat, of course, there's like thousands of people in chat. So if you're one of them among those that this applies to, just let me know. If you have like a 40 plus character and you want to party, I'm 100% down for it. Just let me know. Level sync 40 party. Do you need it? Western Altepa Desert position. And we'll see if anybody bites in my link shell. I'm going to give them a courtesy 2 minutes to respond to me. If nobody responds, that's fine. There's generally enough people looking right now that I should be able to pluck at least some people out of the ether. So what does Enlight do for you? It used to give you enmity boost, accuracy, and like a smittening of damage that is based off of your divine skill. Because you don't really get any divine skills except for banish until 37 when you get flash, I'm basically going to be leveling almost exclusively through flash. I did spend like five or 6 hours over the course of the day, technically working, but also casting flash every minute of every one of those 5 to 6 hours, and I got up to level 30. It is from 3, granted, so I had already started with like a very small allowance of divine skill to start with. But the way that Enlight works is that it's a 1-to-1 accuracy damage bonus, and each time that you successfully hit something with Enlight, it takes the accuracy down and the damage down by 1 until you have nothing, and then it just wears off. As of right now, the formula is it takes your divine magic skill, it divides it by 8, and then it adds 12.5 to it. I don't know if it rounds up, I don't know if it rounds down, but then that's your like starting boost. Because I'm level 30, that is like 30 divided by 8 is 3.75 plus 12.5. That's like having an on-demand, assuming I have the MP for it, which hopefully I will most of the time, of 16 accuracy. That goes down with each time that I hit. The only time that I'm going to really be wanting to use this, you can see how committed I am to the meme. I'm going to be using it with Greatsword, which is going to give me an extra 8% accuracy on top of the accuracy boosting food, on top of whatever amount of accuracy boosting gear that I have, which should mean that even against very high level monsters, I'm hitting about 80% of the time, which is good for threat. And then as my divine skill gets better, the spell will get better, and then I'll be able to swap in increasingly more attack type stuff onto my gear as good attack type stuff seems to creep in. Or what I could do is that I could gain gear like the Peacock Amulet and stuff like that, which I'm planning to do to such an extent that that like I can then swap away from accuracy boosting food, or just get something like, I mean, rice dumplings is even too low, like higher level, but something like spaghetti, which very, very few people actually eat, but it's one of the few types of foods that give you like an extremely large amount of health for one. Oh, I'm so sorry, Andres. I don't know if you're a bot or not, but if you're not a bot, good luck, my friend. I have to ban you. Please forgive me. Rest in peace, that bot and/or individual. All right, nobody responded to my link shell message, but yeah, that's the idea. Is I could swap to spaghetti, which gives me a hilarious amount of attack, and then I could just ride gear-based accuracy and attack-based food. Functionally becoming like 3/4 of like an actual DD. And last night when I was greatswording, I was doing about that, like 3/4, sometimes even 4/5 the amount of damage that the warrior was doing in the great axe, which is funny. It shouldn't be possible, and was pre-enlight, so definitely worth considering. See all 41, 250 invitation. Let's see if there's any folks out there. First, let's try to get a sync that would make sense. Low level sync 42 party. Do you need it? Position Western Altepa Desert. And if they do accept, then we're going to start building our party around them. We'll invite this summoner to position Western Altepa Desert. Anytime I see a summoner pop up, I do feel inclined to invite one, under the hopes that they know how to SC with blood packs. If we get either one of these people, we have a sync target. Alright, he has accepted. And by he or she, I mean the summoner. Building from scratch. Maybe a minute. Hello. Let's grab hello, level sync 41, 42 party. Do you need it? Position Western Altepa Desert. We're reaching out to the white mage. Hello, level sync 41, 42 party. Do you need it? Position Western Altepa Desert. Granted, he's only been in the party for about 10 seconds, but I already like this guy. I told him I was building from scratch, maybe even a hello, and he said, no worries, gotta start somewhere. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good attitude. Let's see if there's any of these other people that I recognize. Not really. Hello, level sync, 41, 42 party. Do you need it? Position, Western Altep Desert. The white mage has replied, which is great. We will be set on healing then. It would have been preferable to have a red mage just because now is when they get, I think now is when they get refresh. Hello. Let me actually double check on that because I don't remember. Red mage, Final Fantasy 11 Classic. I think it's 40, isn't it? Whereabouts are you? 41. Okay. Nope. Factory new. Person asked if this was a new party or not. Let's refresh the search. I'm a tank. We have healing. That's like the basic fundamentals that you want to be able to make the most out of every part of the buffalo. And we're gonna want damage dealers. Hello, level sync, 41, 42 party. Do you need it? Position. I keep almost typing Valkyrim Dunes. I'm so used to it. Let's see if this level 50 wants in. 41, 42 party. Position. Western Alteba Desert. And at this point, I'm happy to just literally grab whatever. Hello, level sync 42, 41, 42 party. Do you need it? Position Western Alteba Desert. If I can get a thief, great. If no thieves want to join, that's also fine. Hello, level sync 41. I'm just trying to, right now, I've shifted entirely in my mindset to just finding someone that's not AFK. I hate to do that. I'm a big proponent of if I have my flag up, like I'm expecting to be not glued to my computer, but to be around it to such an extent that I could just easily be available. Welcome, Dahlia. Okay, we're grabbed. Is that Manicore coming closer? I don't think so. If they do, it's not by much. See all Galka. Hello, welcome all. Are you coming by teleport? I'm guessing. All right, let's see who we grabbed. Grabbed a Beastmaster, Warrior, whichever you want is fine. Smiley face to let him know that I'm not threatening. Let us find a skill chain. Even if we don't have a black mage, which is typically like my throughput for wanting, please forgive me. We filled up. See all Galka. No, Galka Trez. Good name. It doesn't really matter. It does disconcert me very, very slightly that the thief has not leveled up their sub job from 12. It seems, and this is totally fine. I guess I don't think it's gonna really matter in terms of like raw damage numbers all that much. It's just interesting that he's just sitting at level 12 submin, which I'm guessing is because he was like, I don't want to spend like the requisite 40,000 gil required in order to get it up to 37 just for some HP Lamel. Right. We were doing something. 42. 42. Did we have a 42? No, we have a 41. You're good. So we're gonna want to go for 41, and I will show you what I'm doing. I actually need to see. I might actually be able to see without looking. Normally I ask, but it doesn't really matter. There's login. You can see my login information anyway. Just in case somebody has concerns about this, I'm gonna look up someone real quick. If only because I just want to see what their weapon is. I can make it literally anything work. I do not care. I don't normally do this. Okay, they're using a great axe, so I'm assuming that's what they want to use. Great axe. 41 thief. I believe thief has wasp's sting now. Whoa. We're gonna want to end on Stormwind if we possibly can. I believe. And just to be fun, let's see if there's any combinations with summoners. Turns out there's a lot of combination with summoners. You don't really... I don't know if I really need to worry all this much about overcomplicating it. I mean, it doesn't really matter what ends on what. No, it does matter. Because we're gonna want the skill chain to end on the thief. So let's do, while they're still all gathering together, we have time. Is there anything that opens with Stormwind and ends with Viper Bite? Maybe not. So what about double? Is there any double punches in here? Double punch. There's not really a ton. What about axe? What about axe, man? I'm gonna take this guy out. Beastmaster. If he says that he wants to do skill chains with blood packs, then we'll definitely encourage it. But no, the resulting skill chains do not have to be closed by player 3. We could. It all depends on how comfortable the warrior is with me pulling hate off of him. If it comes to that. Like if the warrior is willing to be the first Voke whenever people have TP up, they could do they could first Voke and then take a bunch of damage unnecessarily. Unless they're particularly confident and the thief knows what they're doing, which I don't know if they do because they have sub 12 nin, but perhaps they do. Perhaps it just honestly doesn't matter that much, and I'm just like overrating that aspect. Yep. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. And I can't even rely on normal axe skill chains or normal axe weapon skills because it seems like they changed a bunch of shit with regular axe weapon skills. And I don't know why. Like they're different elements, so they create different elements. Elemental skill chains, that is. Someone dropped off the face of the planet. I do not know who. Who died? Was it Dahlia? See all doll. Dahlia appears to have black screened. We'll give them some time. Oh man. There's lots of things to consider. If the thief builds up TP relatively quick to keep in tandem with the warrior, then the warrior evoking first makes sense. But that only matters if the thief is willing and able to let people know when his SATA is down. It honestly may just be easier to not have them worry about that aspect at all. Heads up, I can pull for a bit, but I'm at work, so things may get hectic. Then why are you partying? Someone else can pull if I get work aggro, I'll cover when that goes away. If the war comes back and they're okay with that, that's fine. Just let them know. Oh, you'll want to restart Final Fantasy XI, Dahlia. Otherwise, it may cause probs. I don't know what causes ghosting. It is definitely an unfortunate thing to have happen. I think buys us a little bit more time to figure out if we even want to prompt people to even worry about this. Like, it may honestly just, it's almost always worth it. But I only would like press the issue if we had like a black mage or something. Someone that would be able to capitalize regularly on the skill chain. But if the thief, okay, so there is a new variable. If the thief is, as he says, at work, and he might get distracted, I should maybe be thankful that he, I should be thankful if he's like pulling consistently. So no SE for now. That's what I'm determining based off of this information, because I don't know when he's going to be able to be paying attention. He has said to me that if he is distracted, he'll let people know. But if it happens overtly enough, then I'll have to ask him to rep himself. He shouldn't even. Who parties while they're working? Unless they're working like a coding job or something where all they have to do is watch numbers go up and down, which that's obviously not what coding is, but you know. No. I have to wait for all these guys to assemble. There's kind of a little carousel going on. So I was thinking about Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Very good, streamer. What is the beginning of it? Is it literally Legend of Zelda? Zelda Breath of the Wild? Is that the first part of the tag? It is. I kept wanting to think like Link to the Past, even though that's not even remotely close. That's about like 2.5 decades apart. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. There is a very small chance / moderate chance, Dahlia, that I may stream Tears of the Kingdom as our Wednesday variety project. It will be done so if possible. As in like possible as if I can get it working correctly and it's not like shit. Through legal emulation. As in I went through the absolute horror story of trying to get and succeeding to get the digital product keys, the certificate, whatever the fuck is inside my Nintendo Switch, yanked out of it into a file and put onto my computer, so that I can then use a legal emulator like Ryujinx or Yuzu, whatever happens to work with it better, and then take the legal file of a purchased copy of Nintendo's Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, put that on my computer into my legal emulator, and then play it from there, and then basically, you know, continue doing that with all future Nintendo products until they randomly decide that they do in fact want more money and release a Switch 2. Who knows if that will ever happen? Could happen. Position. But that's my thought. If it runs at 60 frames per second, then I'm probably going to enjoy it a huge amount. I've legally emulated, and I keep putting so much emphasis on that just because Nintendo is extraordinarily weird, bizarrely weird about coming after literally anyone that even remotely suggests that, or could be suggested to be pirating something. I have copies of everything. That I have the receipts. That's a non-issue. I just want Nintendo of America to know that if anything Nintendo related appears on my channel via my PC, it is legally emulated, and I will prove it. I did boot up Shin Megami Tensei 5. And when I originally played that on the Nintendo Switch, it ran like ass. I am not an elitist, for sure. If people can tolerate their games running like gelatin, to the point that it doesn't even really like parse to them anymore, I salute them for sure. I cannot stomach it pretty much at all. It needs to be, if not 60 frames, it needs to be a consistent frame rate. It is so unbelievably jarring when you are getting into a game and when more than one thing appears on the screen, the game shits its pants. It takes you immediately out of it. Or at least it does for me. Some people don't care. I happen to care. I've legally run Fire Emblem Houses and Three Hopes on my PC at 60 frames per second, and I honestly I can't go back to playing anything that has any kind of 3D graphics on. I wish I didn't feel that way, but like even some shit like the Link's Awakening remake, this ran like ass. Just pure unadulterated, just purely concentrated military grade ass. Okay, maybe it wasn't that bad, but it was like frame dipping, and it's like, my brother in Christ, you could Lost Odyssey didn't run this bad. Or not Lost Odyssey, whatever the Odyssey game is. Super Mario Odyssey. Whatever the Odyssey game is. The one where you ride around the giant hat and you put the hat on and so on and so forth. The game that I played with my wife, and we would troll each other by doing hat things and then ripping the hat out from each other and stuff. You were there, you remember. But yeah, I do believe that we're getting close to assembling. Even though I am 40, I do not expect it to be so bad. Just a heads up, as we level, I'll be skilling up various weapons. Do not be alarmed when you see me without the GS. I promise you it will be fine. This is very reassuring to you. Oh god. I'm not ready to go back to Bassac jail. All they give you is pretzels. I mean, they're good, but there's such a thing as too much pretzel.
Emotional damage.
Macaroni with the chicken strips. What we're gonna do is wait now for Galcatraz, who is south. I don't know if he's actually running or not. Cheer. Oh my god, these guys are gonna think I'm so cool when I use Enlight. I'm not gonna use Enlight with my sword or club. For one reason, because I discovered after the fact that Enlight doesn't skill up Divine Magic, which is absolutely sucks and does not make sense. I cast it like 10 times and not a single skill up at level 3. It was just awful. To prevent the ad break that is imminent, and by imminent I mean in like 10 minutes from like actually interrupting something, I'm going to run it now and get it out of the way. On average, it's 90 seconds long. I just don't want, you know, the party dying horrifically to be missed. So I'm going to press the run ad button. I will see you in 90 seconds or just about. See you then. Pressing it. I pressed the button on my stream deck, so I'm now watching to make sure it did do it. Look at that. It only took like 9 months. Okay, so he is taking a Chocobo. Okay. Good. I did happen to take a picture. I don't know if we have any subs in the chat or not, but I did take a picture of me having 666 health, which is very funny. I'm not going to give them any skill chain information unless we swap. If we swap out the thief, then yes, I will. But he said that he might not be able to pay attention fully. So I'm not going to bank on him being able to coordinate properly. Beetles in all directions. They're our only target, really. Gonna slam back some Ikra Gunkin. I'm again reminding myself and not writing it down, so I'll probably forget. I do want to come up with like a black box or like a parser or something, so at least I can see in real time what my accuracy is instead of just like guessing, educated guessing. I did bring, as per usual, my body weight in orange juice. So it's probably gonna be a real long time before I ever run out, especially with the amount of healing support that we have. Vladar, feel free to be DD heavy with your summoning. Let's see, okay. Why am I not? Why is this not collecting? Why am I not? My... Oh no. You wouldn't believe this. I forgot to unsub White Mage. I am bad. I will pay everyone. We'll pay everyone 3K for this stupid situation. I cannot believe I forgot to swap out. No, it's bad. I need to swap for my sanity. Oh my god, I cannot believe I forgot. This streamer is bad. How can he forget something like this?
That's a huge bitch.
Oh man. I'm gonna swap to. I was like, why can't I evoke? Are my buttons broken? Wow. This was after I told them that that I know what I'm doing. Very good. Okay, hold pull. I will be back so unbelievably fast. That's very embarrassing. And we got it on VOD too. That's even better. I mean, you do have like a Hermes Quencher, but that's only like 30 seconds of speed. I cannot believe, dude. Oh man. And all that talk about how I had doubts about this subnin, and I just reflexively assumed that I had Slash Warrior, because I was like, why would I not? And it did not occur to me, as I explained, I had been 5 or 6 hours deep into leveling up Divine Magic, and I wanted a little bit more oomph in terms of MP. Like, I want to be able to cast a whole other second time, and yeah, paid deeply for my hubris. Let's go. I wonder if it's faster to run directly there from the OP, or if it's faster to go get a Chocobo. Probably just as fast to just run. We'll see. I mean, because you're gonna have to spend the amount of time that you would spend getting to a Chocobo is the amount of time that it would throw you about halfway towards where our party is now. So you would have to bank that the speed of the Chocobo gets you there about 25% faster to be worth the 1,000 gil that you're spending on it. I don't know if it is. After having completed that cost benefit analysis, we are set. We're just gonna raw dog it and just go there. Cannot believe that's I forgot to change my sub job only once, one other time. I'm glad that they were understanding about it, because they easily could not have been, which does mean, or at least revealed to me, that no one in the party at least has revealed themselves to be an asshole. So I should be very thankful about that. Because you don't get assholes all the time, but you do some of the time. And you know, because we have ancient caveman brains, we, and by we I mean humans in general, have a tendency to hyper focus on negative experiences over positive ones. Because, you know, the stuff that is negative is, you know, way back in the day and like the before times and the long ago was very likely to like kill you. So like it's very much of an imperative for you not to experience anything negative. So I did dip a little bit into Alamine equipment at 45. It remains to be seen whether that is going to be a worthwhile purchase. It appears to be, just based off of the stats that are not reflected at all in the actual equipment itself, which leads to a confusing situation where you're like, I don't understand why this piece of equipment that has no stats attached to it is like 45,000. It's because you can't see it, apparently. People have said that they've equipped it and that it works properly. It's just that the actual DATs, like the file, the text, doesn't reflect these stats that it's actually giving you. But each piece of Alamine equipment gives you 1 strength, 1 dexterity, 1 accuracy, 1 attack. So when you have all the pieces except for the body, which gives you 2 attack, 2 accuracy, I believe 2 strength, 2 dexterity. I'm not really sure about that. I think the body is supposed to give you more. So if you have just a normal quality set and you have all the pieces, it's like 6 accuracy, 6 attack, like 6 or 7 strength, and whatever, you get it. Every point of dexterity that you apply towards greatswords gets converted into 1 accuracy, so it's 1 to 1, and then that gets halved into effective hit rate, so like 0.5% hit chance. So it's like the whole set altogether is giving you, as a two-hander, it'd be 6, so it's giving you like 12 accuracy, so like 6 extra hit chance, which is huge. That's a huge amount. That matters a ton. Almost there. I've only forgotten my sub job this second time the entire time I've been playing. Feels real. Feels good. Oh man, is it a big deal? No. Did it only take me about like 5 minutes to get back? Yeah. You gotta apply the good old-fashioned Socratic method. Is my fucking... It is. It's slightly off center. I need to fix that because now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. Overlay elements, backdrops. Gold tracker backdrop is just a smidge to the right. There we go. Does that look better? It does look better. It does look better. It looks exactly better. Okay. It was very barely not in line. It was very important, chat. Shut up. Stop harassing me, dude. Stoic, it's not that big of a deal. I know it's not. That's why it only took like 2 seconds to fix it. I'm back. Well, not in visual, but I will be. Here I am. All right. Round 2. Rip beast. It does suck that it basically yeets a beast every time. At least he's using the regular ones. That's good. That's fine. Okay, we're just gonna chat. We're just gonna pretend that this is where we started the party. Antlions do be stupid expensive for sure. I do wish that pullers would of any description, any pullers should have like at minimum a /P party command, or like a /P that says pulling whatever, just so that you have some kind of visual that something is coming. That would be preferable. I feel like it's gonna matter eventually. The extra DPS, at least perhaps to start. Let me start the sentence over. It might matter if I have Greatsword out earlier than later. I'm gonna snack on some orange juice. I am glad that they figured out a combination of weapon skills that work for them. I do be keeping hate pretty effectively. I need to be leveling up Flash Vote. So let me start spending that. And by Flash Vote, I mean Divine Magic. That was a Freudian slip. That Desert Manticore do be looking kind of sussy.
You want a piece of me, boy?
As they often do. My instinct is telling me to whip out the Greatsword soon, so I may. I don't know, we'll have to see. Sorry, reflex. Reflex. I'm just gonna be patient and assume. That's gonna go off the way that it did. For some reason, I felt like I needed to hold my breath or something. It's gonna throw off the Flash Vogue every now and again. I need to be using I keep saying Flash Vogue because that's the way that I have it in my macros. I need to just keep it as Flash in my head. Let me just do that. So it seems I just have to have taken on faith that Dahlia is comfortable first voking because that they obviously just did, so they are. And just not worry about it. I just keep like sipping on orange juice ad nauseum until the heat death of the universe. Once I cap out on club, I will swap to sword probably, and then probably after that keep. Maybe I should be Greatsword now. Congratulations. I'm going to have to completely suppress my desire to Voke right off to allow the thief to set off me properly. Okay, good. And then a first vote, and then a flash. And then I continue doing tanky things after that. That's not too bad. If that, perhaps like I gave the thief too little credit when he said to me that he was going to be partying while he was working. That apparently he can coordinate well enough, which is good. I mean, not good that he's doing it while he's working, but it's good that he can do it. That is part and parcel with his capabilities. He's a good boy. Wow, these guys do be hitting a little bit hard, huh? I do have Sentinel soon, which is great. I love that for me. Getting some good parrying skills too. I do have C skill in it. My guess is that my actual skill ceiling for parrying is probably around 100. I'm at 75 now. That's not too terribly far. Thank goodness. I do have the swap in red pants from the Christmas event to give me a whole 10 more MP per tick. Not protect. Jesus, can you imagine? Everybody would be walking around with red pants that had MP. 10 MP over the duration. So from like 30 to 40 MP. So over the course of 2 minutes, like 40 MP. Congratulations. Which is super good. They are very cheap. It's gotten increasingly more expensive for me to... My brain is like having a really hard time parsing, not doing everything I can to get the hate off. All right, I need to get hate off. She's just straight up tanking now, dude. I need to do it. I'm sorry. This is taking way too much damage. We're just gonna sentinel. I'm just gonna go all in on it, dude. I don't have to tell you. She's just gonna have to do it. Even with him doing Seta off her, I don't think it's gonna be enough. Sentinel is an extremely large amount of cumulative enmity, which, as you are all aware, is the buildup of enmity as opposed to volatile enmity, which is a spike in enmity that very rapidly goes away. The most obvious example of volatile versus cumulative would be like provoking. So provoking is like 90+% volatile, which is why like it's extremely hard to pull off of someone that has provoked right off. But then it gets like way easier towards like the tail end of the 20 seconds. Or 30 seconds rather. Turn away from the mic to breathe.
You want a piece of me, boy? Ah, moshi, motherfucker.
I'm just not gonna provoke. Because I don't know. I don't know when his set is up. He's not telling me. Maybe it's up now. It could be up now. There he goes. There he goes, dude. The stupid beetle interrupted me. Got a nice juicy 0.5 divine magic skill on that. You love to see it. I'm gonna try to see if I can't get shield bash off. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at those blue mage headbutt instincts coming back. I mean, granted, he just, like, it didn't use up his CP, he used it again, but he could have used something that didn't, like, actually cause any damage. So, just let me have my cool guy moment, alright? Just let me have it. I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have my cool guy moment. You guys can't take it away from me. You always try. I would like to hit the monster, please. Thank you. I mean, he hit me, but it same effect. The stinky beetles. Look at him. This stupid beetle butt. Yeah, I said it. We're getting pretty good speed. If we can get up to chain 4 reliably, this is a pretty good pace. I underestimated how quickly we could cut through this stuff. Yeah, that's for sure. The man's got distracted by work. I'm glad that he was able to communicate. We're just gonna do some flash, folks, to like under the hood. Like we're using flash to pull heat, which is its intended purpose, right? But we don't really need to, per se. If you are ever in a position to set off Dahlia it's pretty likely I'll be able to pull hate back off. By the way, it's up to how... No, I'm not gonna type that. I'm just gonna leave them with that. That's all the information that you need to know. It's I'm sitting on tools that I could be using to pull hate back. Like shield bash, yes, is every 5 minutes, but now that I have flash, it's gonna be so hard for people to pull hate off me in general. It might become lightly harder when I do be whipping the thing out and pretending that RPing as Cloud in Final Fantasy 11 in the year of our Lord. It might be a little bit harder because I'll be lacking shield bash, but I should be able to. Shield bash shouldn't be so critical to my kit that I need it in order to like maintain unit cohesion. So for way lack of a better way of saying it. It's not gonna matter that much. And besides, like, you know, all these guys are gonna think that I'm like so hashtag cool when I start enlightening and enlightening them to my enlighten. I don't like that enlighten costs 25 MP. I mean, I get it for like what it does, but I mean, I don't like anything that takes away from my ability to heal myself. Whatever the former function. Hate should be enough to pull off. I just did a fresh cure, so this should be enough. I'd be very surprised if it's not. Yeah, that's what I thought. Have good times. How's everybody doing? Are you guys having a great Wednesday? I'm getting very, very slightly burnt out at work. I mean, that's more of like my problem, like a who ass sort of thing. But you know, I always look forward to streaming a ton. So, and I'm just basically what I'm trying to say is that it's not like I like you or anything, but Babaka. I wish I had Sentinel like a half hour ago. And by half an hour, I mean like 5 minutes ago. Like it's up right now. It's been up for like a minute, so it's not like it's not doing me any favors being off cooldown. It's not like I get some kind of like cool perk or something. I get no extraneous benefit. Like I could have been using it this whole time, and the only reason I didn't is because I was overtly worried that I wouldn't be able to pull hate off. Even though I just admitted that that wouldn't be a problem. Birds. I'm just gonna pull hate forever. He's not gonna be able to pull hate off me. And then we're gonna use Sentinel just to put it back on cooldown. You're gonna want to set off Dahlia probably forever. I should be able to pull hate off no matter what. So we're just gonna treat this as like a normal tanking party. There's kind of an asterisk at the end of that sentence, but I'm 95% confident. It's like I'm sitting on tools, man. I could use flash voke. I mean, I just use provokes, so like flash voke and like curing is like, but I have like cures and stuff, and like I'm maintaining, you know, pretty reasonable DPS for a club. I mean, clubs are pretty hard hitting in general, but you know what I mean. I've got lots of different intermingling parts. The machinations of this situation are not so unfavorable to me hate-wise that I can't salvage the situation. have like a torrential rain of orange juice pouring onto me at any moment. It's not a big deal. How close are we to cap? We are at cap. Okay, I'm going to get one last hit off of Starlight, and then I'm going to swap the sword. That shield bash should be enough to get hate back. If it's not, okay, it's not. Flashpoke it is. Flashpoked, and then we're already back in the saddle, baby. Look at that. Maybe as the warrior feels more confident, they will swap to Great Axe, use, and then remove the stupid X mark that randomly deletes my shit for no reason. Sword. The Gret sword does give us a whole extra +1 entity. I don't know what that means. I should know what that means because tanking is literally my job. I don't know if it means like 1 extra percent of like entity gets added onto like whatever it is that I do. I don't know. I should. The sword is more consistent DPS, so we should have equally not an issue keeping up our threat ratios here, whatever the fuck that means. It's a recipe for a good time. Since I swapped out the cooler and the thermal paste on my CPU, I have had no more heat issues, and I'm so glad. I mean, obviously, nobody wants their computer to be functionally boiling alive, their processor, just from like running Minesweeper. It's not like exactly a situation you want to find yourself in every day. And who knows how long it's been going like that. But I did it, and I have no more issues. And even though the processor is 4 years old now, I future-proofed it enough and I've overclocked it enough that it should be good for probably at least another couple to a few years, is my hope. It's handling most things. The most pressure that I've ever put upon it is running this and the program that simulates my avatar here, and something else, OBS. OBS is what I'm remembering. I'm just gonna let them heal me. Cheer, Golgan, and that was a good call. I think we're fine, TBH. I brought a swimming pool, orange juice, so I'm good. The summoner has a lot of MP, that is for sure. No, I keep it. I am the one. You're good. I was gonna sentinel anyway. Let's reload skill chains to see if I'm not missing any interactions. Add on, reload skill chains, and sentinel gives me the freedom to basically do whatever I want. Oh wow. Got hate off me through sentinel, that's pretty good. It's pretty impressive, I mean. That is not normally a thing that happens. Sentinel is an extraordinarily high hate boosting move. There is a idea that I am working on. which is coming up with a multiple series of crash coursey type videos for a brand new player to Final Fantasy XI. One of my friends who recently got into it had infinite questions to stuff that I had just like taken for granted. So I will bring up a laundry list. New player. Okay, let me do this. Google Drive. New player crash course. So some things I'm planning to go over are like race and attribute differences, like starting job differences, mechanical nation differences, like the general layouts, special quirks like Winder's mini teleporters and the Metalworks elevators, area world map lore context, so like what's happening, why are you here, what is your function, what are the different nations trying to do for the people that actually care about that. If they don't, then they can just like not watch the video. Different things I would recommend doing, such as like turning on or adding the minimap all maps add-on / plugin, replacing the Final Fantasy XI map stats. So there is a enhanced version, so to speak, of each of the different maps that are in the game that show you like general hemispheres of where like notorious monsters pop, or things like the vanilla maps don't show you the names of like exits to different places for some reason, I guess to like enhance mysteriousness or some shit. So the map replacements add that. Menu configuration, like how do you want your actual setup to look and feel. Mog house explanation, like what can you do with it, what are the limitations, how do mog enhancements work. Maybe I'll add that in there, / mog enhancements. Mog house exit quest, which is like a lifesaver that the game tells you nothing about. You're just supposed to like come across it naturally and give like a cat girl a flower, and then she allows you to, for reasons, navigate the back alleys, quote unquote, of like whatever nation that you're in order to pop out of the mock house in any of like the major like city sectors. Auction house explanation, like how the fuck blind auction works, which is going to be something that the person is going to have to like refer to a million times while they're trying to even figure out like what the fuck they're looking at as far as like the auction house setup goes. What else? The Signet conquest points explanation. What is the point of ranking up? Like increasing your Signet time, which is actually pretty critical early on. This seems to be an extremely high level extremely high level beetle that do be being pissed off. I am getting hurt. This is literally at the very top of the chain. It is 11 above me. I'd recommend 2-houring on this. It's at max of the level cap at 51. There's only so much more mileage that I have. I do have Sentinel up, which is going to give me a little bit more breathing room, and then it cuts 90% off of the physical damage I'm going to be receiving, enabling me. That probably would have hit me for like 120 if I didn't do it. Sentinel buys a little time, and by a little I mean 10 more seconds. Should be fine. I have completely forgotten that I wanted to be flash poking. I need to be flash poking, even if it's not efficient, so to speak, in order to get skill ups, because the more that I skill up, the more effective Enlight is going to be. Why don't I have my food on? That's pretty critical. It gives me a pretty substantial number of defensive points. There we go. This end thundering or whatever the fuck is extremely useful. It's basically adding like an extra 40% damage to my sword swings. That's pretty good. That wasn't so bad. Just took a little bit longer than expected to chew through that. Yeah, I'm gonna take a swig of my bubbly orange, which has been made tolerable with flavor enhancers. Hope you don't mind. And by that, I mean like as soon as I get through this next mob. I'll do it. Hopefully this isn't another... It's not. It's a 47 I can drink. Man. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to make a sincerely huge impact on me, I recommend clicking the purple follow button below. It's a simple action, but it has a pretty big influence on people's ability to find me easily. Algorithms and such, you understand. That should be... Ifrit should be able to pull hate off. I don't have... I could probably evoke, man. She is taking a lot of damage. Let's try to flashpoke off of her. Only because it allows me to get a cheeky flash in there for the experience. For the scope, I mean. Okay, we have 2 more sword levels until... That's fine. I won't. The thief needs to get off of his laptop. I don't know if that means that he's going home or what, but he says that he'll be back in like 5 minutes.
It seems pretty sus.
Gonna... What level is it? This is 51 again. 51 again. And I don't have Sentinel for another minute. If this thing TP moves me, I'm gonna die. There's no beating around the bush on this one. Okay, that was pure instinct. My brain turned off for a second. It was like, hey, you have cover, don't forget. But she was getting slaughtered, dude. Stop moving. Okay, that's it, apparently. So, something that I discovered recently that I should have known about probably forever ago is that cover... I just thought that cover just blocked physical damage and then magic damage too if you have the artifact armor head. But what it also does is with each hit that you intercept, you are adding cumulative enmity to yourself, and you're reducing simultaneously the enmity buildup on the intended target. So you're very slowly shifting enmity using cover, which is the coolest fucking thing. Honestly, perhaps I had no cause to panic with this. Being a 31, that is. The white mage can take a hit. It's not a big deal. And by being worried about it, I mean we're chewing through it pretty effectively. As soon as it turns 25, it's going to... Okay, it's gonna do it anyway. Rest in peace, my hopes and dreams. This thing is gonna kill me. Okay, all I have to do is keep the white mage alive. Cover is down 1 minute. We just have to keep them alive. I'm going to save as much as I can for healing. Wow, we were able to pull it off. Wow, you lived as a Taru too. Pretty impressive. Wow. I thought that was a dead Taru, man, to be honest with you. Got a sick divine skill on that. Let's go, dude. That's crazy, dude.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Congratulations. We got... We're close enough. I'm gonna whip out the thing. We use the weapon skill, it's fine. We're between shit. It's okay. I don't care enough about just because sword TV moves are just so ass in general, and I want to use them light. I'm excited to use it. I paid way too much for it, like way more than is okay for it for anything. I mean, is it like adding on demand like 20 accuracy? Yes. So it's basically like I've more or less purchased half of like the important part of a Peacock amulet. It just takes MP to charge it, kind of like if I was wearing like a rune item or some shit. You're good, Dahlia. We killed it. It's all that matters. Plus I have a light now, which means that I have the power of God and anime on my side. Let's go, Poggers.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow!
I need to use the soundboard more. I have to get back into the muscle memory. Losing that one Friday was difficult for me.
Oh my god, inhuman reactions!
You can keep pulling as long as Summoner combo has above around 30% prob. Because they were at like 20% when we pulled, I believe. Thank you for doing that.
Ooh, you got in light? How cool.
Yeah, I've got in light. Yeah, cutting edge of 40. Yep.
How cool is that? Is that cool?
Does that impress you, my queen? That's still a meme, right? I still missed. I hate that for me. Need to keep flash evoking. To play it back. I do appreciate that the additional damage is guaranteed, and it is functioning as a timer to let me know when it is no longer working. So Enlight benefits two-handing intentionally or otherwise way more than it does using like rapid delay stuff like a sword or even like a club, at least in comparison to a great sword. Look at that. Because you're relying on the high delay to do shit. And like high delay weapons are going to benefit from the extended accuracy over time more than anything. Flash me. All right, now I'm going to hold to see if there's anything that comes out of... Okay, freeze bite. Let's see if this does anything. It did detonation, very exciting. That was definitely the low end. For sure. At the low end of damage, I mean. My brain just fully stopped there for a second. Now it says that I don't have Enlight active anymore, but it's still giving me the effect. which is interesting. I don't know if that's intended. It's not showing that I have the buff anymore. Oh no, it's not the. It's the additional effect from Rama. That's what I'm seeing. Orange juice me. I barely lost hate at all. I mean, granted, the thief's not back yet, so there's not too much fluctuation. And hate and the hate dynamics. The Manticore does make me nervous, but it's unnecessary. He doesn't actually get that close.
Ja pierdolę, jakie bydle!
Hello, Ruffles.
Bober!
How's your stream, man? Was it good? Did you pog? Were you pogging the whole time? That was a waste. I did not need to cure there. That was unnecessary, for sure. I should have paid attention to the 3 different parts of my screen simultaneously. Galka, Trez, to be able to see that I was getting cured as I was attempting to cure. The thief is back. I cannot tell if it's actually effectual or not, but just the fact that I have Enlight on is innately cool to me. But like I was saying, the extra damage does function. I'm going to avoid S-ing because I'm messing up the SE you're doing, and it only just occurred to me. They were doing stuff. They have Raging Axe into Double Punch, which is way more damage than what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna save. Fucking. Come on, brain. I'm gonna save my TP for like WS's to generate hate. Oh my god, I don't know why it took me so much effort to parse that, such as it is. A Sentinel, so I can basically buy myself like 30 seconds of breathing room without having to worry about hate bouncing anywhere. I needed to... Wait a minute. Does Thunder and Enlight work together? I wouldn't think so. I would think that you can only have one end effect on at once. Which is fine. If Rama wants to keep Thunder consistently on, that's fine. I do not mind. Just throw in a Cure 3 for me, please. Thank you. Ooh, 1 point of damage with the 4 extra points. Let's go, dude.
Slow down, I'm gonna spurt. Sorry.
How exciting is that? I keep having to glance over to make sure that I have my refresh effect still going. 'Cause I'm just so sussy with it, man. I honestly should be power slashing. I shouldn't be using anything but power slash. If only because, for whatever reason, it's the only greatsword weapon skill that scales off of strength and vitality. Nothing else scales off of vitality. To my knowledge. And by my knowledge, I mean, I looked it up, lol, so. Well, this should do stuff. It did not do stuff. It did 11 damage. That sucks. It did 200 last night. Granted, it was against flies, but still, man. That do be kind of booty. The summoner is pretty good about keeping End Thunder on, so it's not gonna worry about it. It's not gonna worry about Enlight. Even though it does give me accuracy, I'm basically trading 80, 90 MP or 80, 90 HP through cures for the ability to get a little bit of accuracy, which is probably worth it, to be honest with you. Because even, I mean, these things are like fairly high level, but I'm missing a lot. Besides, I really should be doing testing. I should also be getting flash off. There we go. But I am going to be relying more so on mages being able to cure me and keep me up. We'll just power slash now to end it. Oh, so now you decide to do 180 damage. Congratulations. What the I wonder if it's gonna wipe it. I'm gonna have to watch when he casts in Thunder again. And light is supposed to last 180 seconds, aka 3 minutes. It doesn't seem like it. It's starting off at 1 minute, which implies that it's like probably 2 minutes instead. So with the tiger being enmeshed within the Beetle's model, I had briefly believed that it was the tiger that was attacking me. I was like, what the fuck is the tiger doing out here? It's not the case. Orange juice me. Yeah, the additional damage, so it's 1-to-1. So each point of benefit that Enlight is providing me is represented in its damage. So it starts you off at the formula that I described earlier. Am I gonna die? 139 on that. Okay, so he's gonna be doing End Thunder, so let me watch to see if Enlight disappears. Okay, it does replace it. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. So basically, no more summoners are allowed ever. That's not true. That's not true, man.
Cause you got rid of my cool meme shit.
That's unacceptable. I don't like that. Woo. Calculated. So without a ring, we're doing about 6,200, which is very good. I would say that for a generally, I mean, given that we're at the very lower end, like 43 is basically like the sweet spot for this camp. That's a pretty good amount of experience, which should speed up as we get closer. Although now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I'm the only outlier. Once we get to 43, it's gonna shmooভ. Faux Showa. Enlighten me. Or Sentinel me. Where is my greatsword at? So my greatsword is probably going to cap out at a couple more levels. No, it's not. Because we just leveled, it's probably going to be like 5 more levels, so we have time with it. It does make me sad that Rolling Thunder erases Enlighten or Enlight, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, you know. I'm gonna hold off on doing anything until they get their weapon skill off. And I'm going to preemptively build up a bunch of enmity to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. I'm also gonna drink some orange juice. My brother, Do you plan on going for a bit longer? Gonna find a rep for me. Gotta do some stuff with the LS in 25 minutes. You've been party. Plane has to go soon. How is everyone doing on time? I don't want to grab a rep unless we can give them at least an hour. I mean, there's not any specific amount of time that you should dedicate, like, full stop to partying. Like, I guess I did it once. I did it once on stream. But I did warn people ahead of time that I only had like an hour to give. Which is a little, it do be a little bit different. So I'm just waiting on responses now to see where everyone's at in terms of time. While getting in some cheeky divine magic level ups at the same time. It could be partial copium. It does seem like things are very, very slightly easier now that I am 41. All right. You're good to grab whatever DD rep looks good, or I can grab one. Either is fine. People got stuff to do, I get it. You want to get some partying in before like the main event. No worries. I'm just being a grumpy gills. Even though I'm not actually feeling the emotion of grumpiness. Nevertheless, I am exuding it. Or would it? White Mage is saying that he might dip out soon. If I can get a rep replacement, I don't like a red mage or something. Would be fine. Congratulations. See all 41 51 imp, and let's see. +46. So the one red mage in existence is requiring 46 or above, which is fine. That's within the right too. We could just grab another summoner. I'm gonna let him figure that part out. When he tells me that he has to go, then he just has to go. If in the very unlikely event that we need to break apart the party, we'll go and start the Paladin artifact quest, because we're gonna need to eventually anyway. Right. Okay, the add-on straight up lied to me that was gonna be a thing. And by lied to me, I mean like it didn't really lie to me. It was actually accurate per retail and some other private servers, but for some reason Horizon does change or has changed the elements of specific weapon skills, which is unfortunate. But you know, that's just how it be sometimes. I'd like to swing my sword, please. Thank you. $6,000 an hour is basically like a level an hour, which I should be thankful for. I'm still getting that. Because we're past 37, we're past the hurdle, the hump.
Oh, dude, 4 strength, 4 stam, leather belt. Level 18.
Yeah, I still gotta figure out food. I'll start hunting for rep myself, actually. I have no preference for rep. Not offhand, no. But if you can find a red mage, that'd be preferable. If not, That's good. Summoner, white mage, whatever is willing to tolerate it. It works. Okay, sentinel me. Because it's off cooldown, so I need to remember to use it. I also need to snack on some more juice. A rep for the Beast Master is going. All right. For pain, yep. Okay.
Poor K.
Mission.
We have one rep coming. Let's go. Are you guys excited? I am. I am, as the kids say, unbelievably turned. We'll weapon skill here. That's fine. At least that still works. Freeze bite isn't great for me to use until I get more intelligence equipment to swap in, at least. Just because it's like intelligence based, and paladins are notoriously dumb as hell. So I need to swap in intelligence equipment in order to elevate what would normally be just a de facto great damage tool in freeze bite, or most other things other than power slash. I mean, power slash is very powerful in and of itself. I think hard slash is too. Hard slash is 100% strength if I remember right. Someone more immediately versed in the combat skill requirements or weapon skills would know better. I'm just gonna wait for it to hit me. And then we'll just top it off with a flash on top of that, just to make sure that we're keeping hate. Two minutes until we're low on food. It's getting a little bit busy on my screen. We got some models meshing.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Healing Amber in there. I was gonna power slash. There should be enough time. Yeah, there was no interaction there, so we got away with the cheeky weapon skill just then. I think. Probably not. Orange juice me. Again. How much do we have left? Orange. We have 27 orange juices left. Let's go.
Wow! Congratulations!
Ooh.
Fine, I guess you are my little pog champ.
So I am a Twitch affiliate, and what that means is that Mr. Bezos, hallowed be his name, forces upon me ads. There's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is like adjust when they happen slightly. I see that a 90-second ad average is impending in about 2 minutes. When it does happen, just like brace yourself accordingly, or just let it, let it splash over you like a torrential wave, whichever is your preference. But yeah, just get up, walk around, stretch, pet your dog, wash your teeth. Yeah, thanks, brain. And then we'll meet back up and kill more indigenous wildlife for short-term gains, just like the good Lord intended.
Let's go. Ew, woo.
Power slash. Ooh, that was a big one. 114 damage. That's not too bad. I mean, really, it was only like 5% of the health, but that's not too bad. Congratulations, we got the chain 5 on that.
Can't complain about that, no sir.
We We are getting some extra attack off of the Ifrit bonus. I do love that, and our Sentinel is coming off cooldown. Everything's coming out Millhouse. I said everything's coming out Millhouse. There we go. One game that I do want to return to, that I do have on the Switch, that does run wonderfully on the Switch natively, probably because it doesn't have like the most graphics that it has is like PS1 buildings and landscapes and stuff, and the rest of it is just like sprite art. So like how can you fuck that up? You know, only God knows. But Actors Ogre was great. I have to watch all of the YouTubers named Coffee Potatoes videos in order to understand remotely what the system is like. More after this ad break. Ads are literally imminent. They're happening. I will see you on the other side, my friends. Good luck. I hope you get ads that are tailored, custom tailored to your personal experience and preferences. Oh yeah, there we go. Give it to me. Show me potato salad. We don't really have a huge amount of hate build up, so maybe Jeanette. Correct our weapon or equip sets there so that nothing stupid or weird or unexpected happens. Swap our macro set here back to our sword, shield bash in order to give the warriors some breathing room. And then we're back at it, baby. Because the summoner has been able to consistently keep up Rolling Thunder, the sword is probably better. If the summoner was not here, or if there was a summoner and they were focused on healing and weren't like buffing and stuff like that consistently, and light would be better. Or having the great sword out would be better, because it just means that we're crunching through the monster just a little bit faster than normal. Allegedly, theoretically, on paper. Orange juice me. Gotta keep the orange juice perpetual. A flash in order to try to get hate off more consistently. Hate is still not obtained. I'm hating this. I don't need to cure through that. I did anyway. Apparently I didn't move enough. It's tough in this situation to know whether to recommend to the warrior to move back just a little bit in order to allow me to more easily cover, because I can't move so far back that it's not possible for the thief to set off them anymore. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. We used every part of the buffalo in that one, I think. Sentinel is back. Huzzah!
Amogus. It's over 9,000.
Let's see if I can get a greedy tick off. MP me. MP me. Okay, I guess. Yep, there it is. And then we Sentinel to get it on cooldown. And then we wait. We take a swig of bubbly orange flavor. Because there's nothing else that can really happen in this situation. Like, they're not going to be able to pull hate off me. At least for the 30 seconds, I can be sure of that. Need some more orange juice in my system. How much do we have now? I did literally buy 45 of them, so I should still have a huge supply. Yeah, I do. If we get a red mage in the party, I will not have to worry about it. But red mages are pretty hard to find, unfortunately. If I get a parade Gorget, I'm probably not going to worry about it, because like that ideally I would be hovering so close anyway to like full health that I'll be getting like pseudo refresh all the time. I could make it even crazier by having refresh, parade Gorget, auto refresh, which would be what, like 6 MP a tick or something. Take care. Thank you. There we go. So the white mage is getting swapped out. And we're going to grab knee and T. Wave. Goodbye. He was a good white mage. I mean, it's like a Tartar white mage, so it's not like he literally has like 8 billion MP just from like literally at birth. Hello. All right. Goodbye. Pain. Wow, okay, so the rep is like one of the party member's sons. Interesting. And T. And we're gonna be able to give them at least an hour. It'll probably be a little bit over an hour. Hopefully they were informed that we're probably going to be able to we're probably going to be able to get an hour at least out of it. What the fuck am I is it? Oh, is that a? I was so confused. I was so confused by the fly being there. I was like like a beetle and a fly are fighting. Why? Poor K. Then flash Voke in order to get hate back. I'm just gonna call it Flash Smoke forever. If you have a problem with that, you can write it out on a complaint form and then put it in the complaint box, which suspiciously looks like a paper shredder. That's not true. I value constructive criticism highly. But can you imagine if I really felt that way? Maybe I should be using flat blade. Like if I not flat blade, I am using flat blade, like fast blade or something. What other skills do I have? I have Seraph Blade and Shining Blade, which are both ass. Except probably against undead, and even then, that's probably still the case. TBH, LOL. But we'll keep doing the rotation. We'll get capped on sword and then on club, and then we're probably gonna stay with club. Unless the summoner for some reason decides to stop using Rolling Thunder, we're just gonna roll with club forever, dude, for the sustain, if nothing else. If for no other reason. Ow. really hurt. Fucking dick. Yeah, I do want to heal here. Yeah, I do want to heal myself there. Boy, howdy. It's been a long time. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone whip out ye old, like fly familiar before. I wonder why he's using that one. Maybe the jug item is like particularly cheap or something. It's not normal. Most people opt for, like, if they have unending amounts of disposable income in game in Minecraft, they will typically spend it on the antlions or tigers or lizards. Oh my. I'm just gonna use, I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna use my fast blade. There we go. I'm just a little sussy paladin. Ooh, I don't know what's going on.
What are you doing, step bro?
That still didn't pull hate off. What the fuck? Give it to me. That which I desire. Is it going after the fly or her? It's going after her. Okay, we're just gonna let cover ride. Yeah, as I was gonna say. This should be able to cover it. Cheer on Mr. Vladar there.
Yes, indeed. A hunter must hunt.
Ashen One, hearest thou my voice still?
Do we have any From Software by extension? No, reverse that. Do we have any Elden Ring enjoyers in chat and by extension From Software? Is anyone else looking forward to replaying the entirety of Elden Ring from scratch to try to relive the experience as close to the original time, but you will never experience it that first time again? But, you know, not playing the game for a literal year is going to be close, so that you can segue as naturally as you can in terms of like video game mouthfeel into the DLC, Shadows of the Earth Tree. Anybody get that? Anybody got that feel? You know, I do. I'm excited. I'm so deeply excited for that. That and Armor Core. It's a good era to be a Armor Core fan. From Software fan. That's a Freudian slip. Just gonna take another sip of OJ here. Hell yeah, brother. I think I fucked that up. I think my fast blade may have messed that up. Not sure. I mean, Avalanche Axe, I know for a fact, is one of those weird, we're swapping out stuff, so you're gonna have to give me a fucking minute to parse this, because apparently I can't do this and swap all my stuff around at the same time. Secret Lab, Dead Mouse featuring Secret Lab remastered. They released a new chair with Dead Mouse on it. Pog. I guess. Dead Mouse is cool.
Sir Gideon Othniel, the all-knowing. Thank you, Dark Souls.
Oh man, getting some good progress on this. We've been leveling twice a day on average. I don't think we're gonna be able to keep that pace up much longer. I'm gonna see if I can get one more greed tick off on this. I should be able to. No, it's too long. If I had waited a literal second longer, then it would have been fine. But it's not worth letting Dahlia eat all that damage just for funsies. We will pull some shenanigans though in order to pull hate back. We have provoke in 5 seconds. Huzzah. I'm gonna give them the I have about an hour left in me warning in about 5 minutes. I do want to, I don't know what exactly I'm going to do. I might actually read a bit. And by read, I mean my philosophy books, my stoicism books that I've read about 800 bazillion times. So there's not necessarily going to be anything new. In order to help me work through the feelings of very minor burnout that I've been experiencing through work. Typically after about, I don't know, 20-30 minutes of just reading, just opening up the books to like some excerpt and like just reading it through, I'm typically able to find something that I'm able to pretty quickly apply to whatever it is that I'm experiencing in such a way that after about 20-30 minutes of reading, I feel mentally prepped, and then all I have to do is just continue maintaining that over the course of like a week or so, and then I'm able to kind of like deal with it naturally as it comes. It's not like anything that I'm dealing with is particularly difficult or unusual. The human entity is able to adapt to almost any situation, even if the situation is horrific, which is not my situation. I'm not saying my situation is horrific, it's not. But it is nevertheless true that it is capable of doing that. And I have been in infinitely worse situations than the one in which I find myself. I'm actually acutely aware of all the things that I should not take for granted in my life, such as having a not insane wife or partner, which is, in this day and age, in the year of our Lord, is extraordinarily hard to find, just naturally. A great dog, a house, or like an apartment, or whatever your chosen parlance, that fits my needs and acumen, food, water, and sources of entertainment, and a job that may not pay very well, in terms of like keeping up with like inflation. Like nobody's job pretty much pays well unless you're, I guess, like in the government or the army. Not even the army. The army doesn't pay that well, from what I understand, compared to like what you're meant to experience through. Typically, you get like way more benefits out of it. Otherwise, I'm not an expert though, so I'm probably just gonna let myself shut up about it. But I am experiencing some symptoms, and I need to help myself work through them. whether or not it comes to pass that streaming is going to be a full-time career, I'm gonna do everything reasonable within my ability to make it a reality. But it's not ultimately up to me. But if it does pan out, then great. I'm going to use the platform that I have in order to try to both entertain people while also showing them that, you know, life doesn't necessarily need to be about the constant exchange of goods and services to experience dopamine until you die. that there can be more to life than that. That you can draw deeper meaning even from difficult circumstances. And that's ultimately what my goal is. But if it doesn't happen, then, you know, if I have even helped one person in my attempt to do so, that makes it worth it. You guys don't have to hear me go on and on about this. You want to see the video games. You're like, shut up, streamer. Stop trying to teach me life hacks. I fucking press the buttons. What are you, stupid? I am going to take this opportunity, now that I basically not shut up uninterrupted for like 5 minutes, to drink some bubbly. Don't mind me. I am low on liquid. Oh no. Panic emoji. I'm almost back up to full. We're getting a lot of parrying skills, man. So parrying is a weird mechanic in this game, and that, from what I understand, you need to fail an evasion check. So if you fail, like if you try to evade, which is every single time, and you fail that, then your parrying skill, or if I'm remembering right, if your monk is guarding instead, which parrying outright negates the attack, whereas guarding just like reduces it by, I don't know if it's a flat amount or progressive amount or what. But if I, in theory, if I keep reducing my evasion, I'm just giving myself more opportunities to be hit, obviously, but also grinding out my parrying, which could help me more in the long run. As it happens, the Alumine equipment that I have stocked up does very slightly reduce my evasion, and I am planning to get a hobby, which is going to tank my evasion even harder. For the sake of attack and accuracy, which is funny to be. Maybe it's funny to you. I don't know. Am I a clown to you? Am I funny? Am I haha funny, or like there's something wrong with me funny? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, that it's probably funny to hear a tank talk about the importance of like attack and accuracy. But since I'm going for like a dark paladin LARP, I'm letting myself think about that stuff. And there's nothing that you can do about it. You can't stop me. I'm gonna be the world's first great axe paladin. I don't think that paladin has any. I don't think they have any skill in. Well, hold some hate there. That's not loud. Baby, are you being good? I'm looking at my dog. You being good, Bobis? Yeah. That's a good babies. Your dad's killing lots of indigenous wildlife, that's for sure. It's amazing how much longevity these Eisen hands, like the level 29 tank hands and feet actually give you. The upgraded versions boost their respective attributes, vitality and which, no, it's just vitality. But you can't find like you can't find just defense 10 hands for like another almost 20 levels. And like this is like each each 2 points of vitality gives you a defense. So it's like these are like defense 11 gloves at level 29, which is fucking crazy. And the same thing with the boots. The legs, body, head are a different story. Comfort, Galka, Trez. Poor man is DCing. His boss figured out that he was playing a double-decade-old game instead of pressing buttons on the keyboard to support the economy. Lamau, imagine. Is this level 51? Of course it is. Ooh, I learned Moonlight. That's exciting. That's actually really exciting. I don't know if it gives... Wait a minute. Starlight, me, wait one. Okay, we're gonna copy this and do some... Whoa. Okay, did not mean to do that. I was on the wrong thing. But that... I did not mean a flashbang, everyone. I meant to just swap out my stuff. I should not be doing this mid-combat, but like, when would be a good time? Moonlight, right? Yeah, and then we'll just drink some orange juice, and then heal myself one so I can continue concentrating. Moonlight. So the difference between Moonlight and Starlight is that Starlight just affects you, whereas, and what I should probably explain what Starlight does. Starlight gives you back MP. I'm just gonna Sentinel, man. I'm just gonna Sentinel, it's gonna matter. Yo, what the dealio? Is that a club? It is, dude. We're leveling everything, man. I don't know if you were here, but like we were rocking the greatsword until we got it capped. And that was about 45 minutes. So the Dark Paladin arc is taking a seat for a moment, so that I can then work on sustain, especially while I'm waiting for... Okay, they are back. P, party command, add Galka, Traz. All right, and then... Let's see, Moonlight doesn't give you that much more MP, but it does give you... it does give you an AoE MP, so like you can, you know, juke... You can juke yourself over to where the white mage or whomever is resting in order to AoE give them MP back. I have Moonlight while I have Club out, which lets me AoE give a bit of MP. I'd recommend me Vladar rest together. Ooh. What level is Moonlight? It appears to be 125, which is what I'm on now. So it may be 41, but I'm gonna look up to see exactly what level you can acquire it in. Moonlight. I would like the ads to stop populating. Paladin can learn it at 41, and we are 41 now. Bizarrely, there's other, although it's an exclusive club skill, yeah, Moonlight is an AoE Starlight. It gives around the same, if not the same, amount of MP, but you have to be within like 10 meters or yalms or whatever the fuck the unit of measurement is in order to catch people with it. And you basically have to educate them that it's a possibility for you to do it. It is a little bit fiddly in the sense that you have to pull yourself over to where the casters are in order to help them, but it only takes like a second, and as long as the monster isn't doing like any 360 like AoEs or whatever that's in like a huge blast radius, you're typically fine. I'm just gonna roll with Moonlight for a while. Once I level up and then I have an excuse to whip out the greatsword again, or if the summoner decides not to use Rolling Thunder, which gets rid of my Enlight effect, I'll swap back to the greatsword. One, because it's funny, but two, because it's actually pretty good. It does hurt me that Rolling Thunder overwrites Enlight, because Enlight gives me a accuracy boost. Rolling Thunder does not. It's the only part I don't like about it, but it's such a first world problem. 125 is the club level for Moonlight. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the Paladins can learn it at level 41. When their skill cap for that level, I think, is like 126 or something. The White Mage is also semi-AFK. I'm pretty happy with this party. Let me tell you what, I miss having experience ring whenever I don't have it. I mean, that's like an oxymoron. Of course I do, right? Because it's like, it's such a huge experience boost, but I feel like, I feel so slow without it. Like leveling wise, I mean. But we're rapidly encroaching, welcome back. Yep. We're rapidly approaching the point where getting 2 levels of party is a hope, but not an assurance, regardless of the quality of party. Once we get to around 50 is when we're going to be lucky to get probably like 1.5 levels, and then around 60 is like it's a whole parade worth of dopamine if you get a level per party. Unless you're being really efficient and everyone's working together like a well-oiled machine. Gonna toss on some Sentinel for me if I don't mind. Of course I don't.
Help me. Very good.
Potion seller. Enough of these games.
Club's not bad. I've slept on Club way too long. Granted, the only reason that, I mean, I didn't sleep on Club because I knew it was good because it was buffed on this server. I'm speaking in a present tense from a past memory where on Eden it was not buffed. It was the same scaling, but Paladin could not equip anywhere near the same number of clubs. On Horizon they buffed it so that Paladins got access to the same like damage dealing clubs that were exclusive to White Mage for some reason. So like, and they actually made it good. they made it so that not only did Paladin have like a good array of clubs, but they were also damage dealing, which is what you want, obviously. Other, like, because on Eden, the most impressive, pertinent club that you could get was a Yogged something or other. Galka DC'd again. Can just keep going. Cheer. My mage is doing a good job. Was like a Yogg something, like a Treasures of Ottergon level 75 club, and even then it wasn't as impressive as like other swords. There we go. Yeah, see, it restored 20 MP, which seems like it gives back a little bit less MP than Starlight does, But if you look at it from like a cumulative perspective, it gave back just then 60 MP between myself, the summoner, and the white mage. That's, I mean, that's only like a tick worth of resting, but still, it's free MP. It costs nothing except like hitting the enemy. I'm gonna have to put on or consume more food. And we're just, okay, it's already dead. God bless. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. What was I gonna say to the party? I don't remember berries, not even a little bit. Can I get a rest tick off? I feel like I've been waiting long enough. I should. One rest tick? No? Okay. 13 MP just sucks. Oh man. I don't know what they're doing differently in terms of like an SC. For once, I'm not letting myself like track it or worry about it. Or initiate it. I'm just letting them figure it out. But whatever they did in the last fight, whatever combination, it looked like there was like 3 weapon skills involved. That was really good. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell him. Got about an hour left in me. I need to wait until I actually have like hate. Okay. There we go. Got about an hour left. Let me see if I can type correctly. Got about an hour left in me. If it gets close and everyone's still good to go an hour after that, I can try to wrap myself. Look at that. I have plenty of hate still. Amazing.
My potions are too strong for you, traveler.
I should be able to get hate back, yeah. For sure, Greatsword is fun and funny. Club is where it's at for like raw sustain. Plus, I'm sure it feels pretty good to have even 19 MP restored on you. I reached over for my bubbly and there was none. I guess I can drink my own tears.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
I don't want to rep the Galka yet. I'm gonna buy some scrolls and #1 Windy. Any suggestions? Unfortunately, I have almost no hands-on knowledge for what appears in Windy that may be good to pick up. I would honestly just go to whatever the magic shop is, and most stuff that you're gonna find there is probably going to be cheaper than you finding it on the auction house, except in the case of like poison or dia or, you know, your typical part and parcel like basic debuffing tools. It's a lot of that stuff just drops and sells for almost nothing on the auction house. There's Aga and 2 skills. I honestly, what I would do is I would go to the auction house. No, I would go to the NPCs first, see what they have, and then bother to go over to the auction house and see what the prices are, and then just buy whatever is cheaper from the NPC. That's real talk, how I'd approach that. And how I've done things. There's only like a few spells that you can literally only ever get full stop from vendors. Namely regen, I think, is one. Oh wow, he's back. I thought he was just calling it. Man. At Galka, Trez. All right, let's see if his whatever stops shitting his pants. Don't really know what's happening with that. I would like to heal myself. I would like to heal myself. Stop critting me. Just let me do my job, please. I don't know if he's fully there or not. I feel like he's disconnecting again. We just can't see the red circle. Hello, good to be AFK, but making sure you get the views you deserve. Thank you, thank you, NoFlow. I appreciate that. For psychological reasons, I don't allow myself to see what the viewership is like. One, because it's not going to, like, I'm not able to summon viewers from the ether. Like the fact that we have had the viewers that we have had and the follows and the subs to date, given how much in the grand scheme of things, like infancy, the channel is amazing. And every day I make sure that I don't lose track of that or take for granted that it's a real success, man. I'm thankful for it. There is a point where based off the research and what I've just like naturally seen over time that I've done, where you the pain point, the struggle, however you want to word it, is getting to double-digit viewers. Once you get to regularly double-digit viewers, it then relies on a combination of your like how interesting of a person you are generally to whatever the target audience is, which is that's just real talk. There's no avoiding that. And the type of content that you're putting out there, and if you're consistent with your content and your schedule, and then if you can delineate, like if you can balance and counterbalance those four things, you can typically creep up your viewership from there. And then it's just a matter of just doing it forever and just continuing to improve until Twitch either shuts down or another better streaming service pops up, or Mr. Bezos stays in space and then leaves us to die on Earth at like the, you know, at the fall of man, or the heat death of the universe, whichever one of those four situations comes first. Me get it. I'm preaching to the choir right now. This song do be going a little bit hard, I think. Probably too hard for what we're doing. I say that every time. It's a good song. I don't want to remove it. But it does mind flood me just a little bit whenever it comes on. So even though I do like it, it consumes 30 to 40% of my mental bandwidth just processing what I'm hearing. which is weird, but there it is. Hey Hero, how's it going? We're hitting indigenous wildlife with a mallet over and over again ad nauseum for hours for short-term gains. How was your most recent stream, TM? I think I saw you were DJing for your club thing. I think the beetle is still attacking the fly, right? Question mark, ampersand. Is it? It is. Okay, I'm just gonna let that ride. I don't know why it's attacking the fly so much. I don't know if he activated whatever weird Beastmaster tool that he has in order to make that happen, but that is okay with me. Now it's attacking the warrior. That's unacceptable. I say no to that. Yeah, it was good. I was doing Ghost of Tsushima, then did the DJ thing. Any time that Ghost of Tsushima gets brought back into the limelight, it's well deserved. That game was excellent, and it's a shame that I didn't finish it. I put it down for no other reason than like my friends and I burnt out on the multiplayer aspect of it, but that's not even the game's fault. It's not like the game got less interesting. It's just we weren't we just weren't good enough to deal with the insane difficulties that we were subjecting ourselves to. Like the game is so, the raid is impossible. Yeah, agreed. And we're trying to play like on the one of, if not the highest difficulties. And granted, we were getting pretty good at it, but like there's only so much that the human mind can account for at the same time for literal hours without melting down. And we definitely were pushing, you know, our mortal limits more often than perhaps we should have, if no other reason than we were just enjoying the game that much. I do have a PS5, and I've been close to convincing myself to getting the director's cut, which is like the whole 4K 60 frames per second. I'd be happy with the 1440p, but it's cool that they conducted whatever technical wizardry that they needed to in order to make the 4K part of it happen. It does bug me very slightly. Not enough to like make me feel one way or the other strongly. It does bug me that it's like $30 to upgrade. I understand that I am not a coder or an artist or a programmer or whatever other, you know, vocation you want to summon up. I can understand why it's probably $30. I just don't like it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was when it like first came out or whatever, but I don't think I spent any money when I upgraded. I think that I'm going to quickly shut up because I'm starting to talk about stuff that I don't remember all that well. Congratulations. But yeah, I think that they released the multiplayer on its own as like as like a, I don't know, a free thing. I'm gonna shut up. I don't remember. But they did release a director's cut of like the main game. That was like an upgrade to get like the 60 frames per second, 4K, whatever. But yeah, great game. When I'm through with the 800 bazillion gazillion infinite games, which I guess if I learn how to split myself into multiple people like an amoeba, is realistic to believe could be done. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get around to it. It's probably like, as much as I loved it and I like thinking about it, it's probably like maybe 9th on my list of things that you need to get through. You at El Tepa? We are. Western El Tepa. Level 41. In the year of our Lord. Whatever the in-game year is. How is... Please forgive me if I butcher this. Lissa doing? Your wife? Question mark, if I remember correctly. She's good. Good. I'm glad. She seems like a nice lady in the 20 seconds of interaction that I've had with her. He's playing Phasmo right now. What is Phasmo? Oh, Phasmophobia. Yes, I do recognize that. That's a multiplayer game, right? She's playing with other people, I imagine. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's viable playing single player. I don't know. I don't know enough about the game. Nice. Good. I'm glad that the whole hero family is doing well. That's all I've ever wanted. My son. My precious son. That's all I've ever wanted for you. It's just to be happy. Even though you never call. Yeah, no, it is getting weird, isn't it? That's fine. We like it weird. No, I wanted to move like. Ugh. What the fuck?
So here's this giant enemy crab.
First blood.
Betrayal.
Criminy Christmas. I didn't realize how much I missed Moonlight until I started using Moonlight again. The AoE MP is not a huge amount, but it do be mattering. I'm going to enjoy having Chivalry, which I don't believe I've ever had before. Prior to Eden, I don't know if I had Chivalry even then. There's no, I mean, I've learned so much in the interim between Eden and Horizon. Need to sip some more orange juice, I believe. How much do we have left? But having Chivalry at... No, I didn't merit it. I'm remembering. On Eden, I didn't merit it. But what Chivalry does is that it converts your TP straight into MP. It has been alleged, and I have no reason to believe otherwise, that you get about 115. We'll Sentinel here. I don't need to be fancy. That gives me like 30 seconds to think, as the monster does 2 damage to me. It gives you 115 MP at level 45 by converting your TP. I don't know if you need to be at 1,000 TP or what, but that's insane. For comparison, using Starlight, you get 20 to 25 at 1,000 TP. So it's like, it's an on-demand free, pseudo free if you don't care about your TP at all. It's like basically getting like 2.5 Cure 3s on demand for free, which is gonna give you way more hate than that 1,000 TP ever could otherwise. And you get it at 45. It was a merit ability that they moved away from merits to 45. And if anybody is in chat, the 9,000 viewers that are watching currently, like with bated breath to see, you know, when I hit the monster with the hammer next time, merits are like the experience, the levels that you get after you're already like capped. So 75, you get the option of accruing merit points instead of experience points. And then after a certain number, you get to boost things like all your different attributes, even some weird things like how much enmity you generate in general. Wow, she has a lot of hate. I'm gonna have to cover. I'm just gonna have to, don't mind me, I'm just gonna squeeze through 8,000 of your models. No, don't move. Stop. Stop moving! Stop moving! God, I'm trying to save you. God. There we go. Okay, resume getting struck, I guess. I don't blame the warrior for being like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get away from me. I don't know how often people see paladins actually try to make use of cover. They should. Like, they absolutely should. Like, it's non-negotiable that paladins should be using cover literally when pretty much any time that they can, when all their other tools are down, like when they have no MP, they've already shield bashed. You know, they don't have enough MP for Flash Voke, or it's already on cooldown, they've provoked. And the Samurai is still going ape shit, getting like 1,000 TP like every 2 seconds. Like, you're basically, not only are you stopping the DD from like effectively killing themselves. I think they were too far away. No, I still got them. But you're also transferring hate via cover from the target to you, which is a recent discovery that has made me even more willing to dump effort into moving very slightly. Honestly, the most difficult part of making cover work was figuring out a macro that actually works. And it wasn't even that hard. It just took a lot of experimentation. Now she's putting me between. Now she's just doing it naturally because she knows she knows that she's getting fricked up. All right, can I just stop? Just stop. Just die. She has so much hate. What the heck? Oh yeah. Okay, so the reason why I was just not able to pull hate off of her no matter what was because the thief satted off of her, and then she ended the skill chain. So she was getting all the anger from the Sata and her own skill chain from doing Stormwind, which is a hilariously large amount of damage. It's not surprising to me that I wasn't able to pull off of her. I do find it funny, endearing, whatever word that you would prefer to use. That she then was like, please cover me again. please don't let me die. I mean, up until now, I've had no real issues keeping hate. We'll provoke, and then that should be good enough. No, you don't need to turn around. You can still hit it. That's okay. What am I missing from my breakdown at the bottom there? I feel like there's something else I should be saying. I am getting Sentinel back in 5 seconds though. Huzzah. I should be able to get one more hit off, and then Moonlight. Oh, Sentinel is what I'm missing off of there. Okay. Provoke. It should be enough to get hate back. I will say that out of the probably hundreds of hours that I've been tanking over the course or the lifetime of this game, I do like that I can kind of intuit when I'm about to lose hate and when I'm not. And when I'm not. Or like what sort of things I can get away with without necessarily needing to see like actual numbers. So an ad is starting in about 4 minutes. They last about 90 seconds on average. They can be as little as 30 seconds. They can be as long as 3 minutes. But the average, you know, may the odds never be in your favor. Hashtag old meme. The average is 90 seconds. You can avoid ads entirely, plug time. You can avoid ads entirely by subbing to the channel. Which is free with Amazon Prime. It not only gives me a pretty considerable injection of dopamine through whatever receptors I have in my robot body for that use, but you also don't have to experience ads. Like the ads do support me. I don't like them. They don't do anything for me. Okay, I do have hate back. Man, this the Beatles do be getting really pissed off. Adelia, I got the finger on the trigger though. It's almost dead, so she should be able to. Yeah, we should be able to do business. About 30 minutes left in me. I am glad that I chose this camp over the other one that I was originally expecting. We would not have been able to, like it with the one with the Dommels and the smattering of desert beetles and like the Antica, and I hate Antica nowhere near as much as I hate fighting undead. But the Anticas are particularly annoying in that they have a petrify move that can petrify you for like 40 seconds. They have an AoE silence, which I fucking hate. Like probably the least, and they also have gravity. I think they also have a gravity move. Nobody likes them. They're bad and they should feel bad. Provoke is down. What about Flash? Flash is not going to be enough to save them. Going to transfer hate to ourselves with cover and block incidentally at the same time. And then with this provoke, we should be able to pull hate off. So they should be going after us now. They are. I need to drink more orange juice. You all said that I was crazy for not drinking my literal body weight in orange juice. Who's laughing now? I'm dying. Oh, I have Invincible back. That's what I'm missing, right? Yeah. So in a real bad situation, Or if we, like, whatever the next 51 happens to be, I'll use it. Maybe no. Or to save. No, I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna use it to save Dahlia the next time that she's in trouble. We are gonna want to, we're gonna want to give a little time to mages to rest after this. If I could just get one more cheeky hit off, I can Moonlight. There we go. Look at that. We'll pull a minute. He do be going though. Maybe he's just like pre-prepping. I don't know. Ads are impending in 15 seconds. Brace accordingly. Or you could just be like, you know, a Star Trek character, and even though you have railings, you just refuse to use them and let yourself flop all over the deck. That's an option too. Whatever makes you happy. Just gonna give a never gonna give you up. We're just gonna give a minute to heal, just a little bit. Just a moment. Moment in the sun. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's copium or what, but I feel like I am getting more hate retention off of using the greatsword. I have not. Have we been getting procs on and Thunder? Yeah, he's been thundering us. I still should not use the greatsword. Are your shields slamming on cooldown? Yeah. Anytime that it's up, I typically hold shield bash for times where my flash is down to pull hate onto me, or like in emergency situations, I will do like a trifecta and provoke flash, shield bash if the situation is like really bad. But I typically try to alternate between using flash or using shield bash. Typically within about 60 seconds I use of shield bash being up, I use it. Sentinel I use every time because it's like literally like a free damage reduction. It's almost like I'm healing myself for like 90% of what I would incur with every hit for like 30 seconds, which is typically like, I don't know, 12, 15 hits, something like that. Add what? Oh, add. Interrupted me. I will explain after the commercial break. Ow, fuck. I'm glad I had Sentinel on. Huzzah. High swing. Accuracy doesn't seem like it's doing too good. Wow, that was a lucky intercepted crit. Welcome back. Wow, wasn't that a great message from our sponsors? Oh boy, I love the one where like the cat, the guy is like in the grocery store and he just can't figure out what type of treat he wants for his cat, so he keeps mispronouncing the name of the treat that they're advertising over and over, and then the wife is like, oh, you stupid piece of shit, it's called this. Yeah, I knew you guys would like that one. That one's my favorite too. Okay, so she may not actually call him like, you know, the epitome of like human garbage, but it is something like that. Yeah, there is one. Or like one of the 1,000 commercials that like uses a popular song, but like replaces all the words with like whatever they're trying to sell. Those ones are also my favorite. I love them all. Literally anything that supports the economy. No, I don't care. I'm just letting my brain go to places that it wants to go. I am very, so Game Chops is, congratulations ×2. Game Chops, who is publishing 90% of the music that you hear during my streams. What's that? Oh, thank you, HonorKnees86 for following. I really appreciate it. And you. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. If only because Wednesday is pre-Friday. And since, you know, depending on your regional equivalent, it is 9:52 p.m. in the year of our Lord, it means that we are close to it being Thursday, aka pre-Friday. Make sure that you tell your friends, family, grandmother, whomever, about the absolutely gamer moment packed experience that you're having today. This stream brings me a lot of nostalgia. Yeah, dude. And so like for a while I was playing, as I've been playing this game and restarting it insanely 3 times over the course of like the last, I don't know, 3 years, something like that, not including the time that I originally spent like back in retail circa 2004 to 2007, something like that. I had been wondering to myself how much nostalgia was feeding into my drive to play. And I would say that while there is a little bit of nostalgia here, there is enough content and like a unique type of experience that you can only really find in this game, and that's not copium speaking, I've thought a lot about it, that it's worth getting into, even if it's as old as a lot of the viewers on Twitch. Like we got level 42, let's go. Like even though it was a PS2 era game, it's pretty good looking still. I mean, granted, half of that is the AI upscale textures. At least I think it's AI. Don't quote me on that. It could just be because I'm just thinking that everything is like AI generated these days. Even I might be AI generated. Maybe you and I aren't real. Maybe we're AI simulations. Don't think about that. I miss it every day. I played from 2005 to 2012. If you wanted to take the plunge again, which is like verbatim ignoring that warning that Square Enix I think still gives you today. We're gonna Sentinel here, just so you don't have to worry about it for like 30 seconds and I can actually think. Where like Square Enix used to warn you, like, we understand that the game is like super good. That's my words, they're not theirs. To the point that don't forget your friends, family, and work, which people ignored anyway, and proceed to ignore their friends, family, and work. Like, it's the same thing today. The game is in good hands. Not like, if you're looking for the traditional experience that you recall, that you're kind of like framing, like 2005 onward, there's a couple of different private servers that I can recommend to you. Eden and this one that I'm on, Horizon. I've started from scratch on both. I have not gotten a 75 on this yet, just because I'm taking my time with it, and I was focusing on utility type stuff to make my life easier in the long run, more than just like beelining for the end. Not that Final Fantasy 11 was ever about the end. Like, the juice that's worth the squeeze is the journey on the way to 75, and then basically you know, it's all about leveling, bonding through mutual suffering, everything that you remember about it. That's all still intact here. Eden has a much lower population than Horizon. Horizon gets about, amazingly, the average is probably about like 2,500. It gets as high as 3,000 consistently after the honeymoon period on weekends. So if you're looking for as close to like an in-era experience as you can reasonably get, now's the time to get into it. There's plenty of resources that are out there that can help you negotiate the parts of Final Fantasy 11 that are just inherently clunky. It's gonna take some getting used to the fact that you can't just like fast travel everywhere at will, and like the other like modern conveniences and stuff like that. You're gonna have to adapt again to, you know, actually touching grass virtually and like talking to people in order to figure out what their goals are, and whether those goals are in line with whatever you're trying to do at the time, and so on and so forth. But it's literally never been easier to get into the game. I mean, for the first time, I think ever, please don't quote me on that, Final Fantasy 11 as a private server has a launcher. So you boot up the launcher, the game files are seeded to you in a torrent that runs in the background. So it's all done through the program. And then after that, it's, you know, whatever add-ons and stuff that you want to factor into it. Like, one big one that I need to recommend to you above all else, just because it will save your life, is that, as you probably remember, in OG Final Fantasy 11, you had to get your maps. Some maps could be bought, most could not. Some you had to do like truly insane involved quests in order to get, like the Eldim Necropolis was you going to like 10 different areas in the game world in order to collect, you know, it's like go to different parts and like click on like question marks and stuff like that just for a map. And not even like a mini map, but on Horizon they do allow you, yes, treasure coffers and shit, they do allow you to have all maps, which is an add-on that lets you have all maps in the game just verbatim. They're just unlocked for you, which is a godsend just to begin with. Like, imagine, you know, it being a massive courtesy to be able to see where you're going. And minimap. Minimap is what you see at the bottom right there, where you can see them in like near Revelation Rock in Western Alteba Desert. I can even use my mouse wheel, only pseudo paying attention to what's happening on screen. I could be dying, who knows. I will make my character drink orange juice though, that's imperative. I can use my mouse wheel to scroll in and out. I can't move it anywhere, not that I would really need to, because I don't really need to see much more than what I can. Like, scrolling out to the maximum distance lets me see almost everything. And this is reflective of like the actual map DAT files that you have in the game. So if you have any map replacements, the minimap will reflect that, as you can see here. But I am planning on, I don't know when it's going to come to fruition, possibly through the weekends. It depends on, you know, when the good Lord decides to allot me time that I'm not probably going to be spending either doting on my dog or wife or Darkest Dungeon or what have you. But I am planning soon to work on a series of new player introduction videos, which should help eventually onboard you with some of the stuff that you may not remember as closely or may not know at all. For example, things like, what the hell does dexterity mean? Because it's not like Final Fantasy 11 NPC is going to explain that to you. Stuff like that. Like what should your first like utility moves be? Like leveling up Black Mage to 17 so that you can get warp to go back to your home point easily. White Mage to 25 so that you can sneak in invisible so you don't have to pay $8,000 million to, you know, the
Hey, that's pretty good.
to the I wanted to say like Alchemy Mafia, but that's not it. The Alchemy Yakuza, you know, for like the 6,000 a stack or whatever in prison powders, you know, just that you can like snort the prison powder and then your character like in RP thinks that he's invisible, but he's so cracked out of his mind that monsters don't want anything to do with him. That's my headcanon for it. That's not actually what's happening. That's what I like to believe is happening. Map layout or mechanical differences between the nations, like Windurst having mini teleporters, which I had only discovered until like late stage Eden for me, which makes me very sad, and actually received some improvements in Horizon. Like they added a mini teleporter to, I believe, the docks near the fishing guild, so that you can basically do like one big square between all the different places in Windurst, whereas before it was kind of like a reverse L shape. Things like that. Like how to, like some undiscovered macro type stuff, or not undiscovered, obviously it's been discovered. My brain is slowly melting the longer that the stream is going on. Like little known macros like bracket STAL bracket, which is targeting a spell only to affect whoever is in your alliance, or like ST NPC, which affects characters that are not player characters, for things like being able to selectively target like a Link or something for Flash to like pull it onto you, you know, right before you flip the switch in Sentinel, basically buying yourselves 30 seconds of leeway. Oh, I needed a Moonlight. Windy was always a nightmare getting around since I was always from Sandy. Once you, like, it doesn't get, I'm gonna be real with you. I love Windurst visually. The presence of the mini teleporters makes it less ass, but it makes it less ass to the extent that all it's doing is making you have like a normal amount of travel time in Windurst. It makes it, the mini teleporters make it like a normal amount of time and effort to get around. So perhaps, you know, I wouldn't recommend starting Windurst unless you really want to. One thing I will say to you is that if I am sufficiently coaxing you into playing again, and all it takes is like planting the seed, the idea, to be honest with you, that's what did it for me. And I've restarted the game 3 times, and I told myself I would never start it 2 times, much less start over from scratch 3 times. Horizon has made it easier to decide that if you don't want to be like Taro and Mithra starting Windurst, or Elven to Sandoria, or Galka or Hume to Bastok, so that you can get like your nation rings, and if you decide to be a Mithra and Bastok, you get no rings, sorry about it. Horizon changed that. Horizon changes so if I remember correctly, you get rank 2. It's been a while, so please forgive me. You get rank 2 and you're just given the ring. So if you prefer to be a certain race, but you happen to want to start like as a completely new nation, you can do that. You're not missing out on a ring. They've also made it easier, like that they've added like a mini tutorial. I mean, it's still like super rough. It's not going to teach you absolutely everything that you need to know, but it tells you like the importance, like a really high level overview of the importance of food. What weapon skills are, making sure that you have Signet on you, things like that. But at the end of like the mini tutorial, they give you a free experience boosting ring. Like if you remember the Chariot, Empress, Emperor, and so on. They've just like this team has made a lot of changes that I would consider to be universally good. The development team, at least at the start, was like 100 people, if I remember correctly, which is a truly insane amount. That's like an actual like development studio, like an indie one maybe. I don't know enough about the industry to really clarify, you know, a number of A's to number of people in the studio, but that's for like a private server. That's insane. And they're planning on releasing everything that is out in the wild all the way to like the very last expansion, from what I understand. But they're doing it as if they have the benefit of hindsight and capped at 75 instead of doing the level 99 cap that they were before. Empress brands, yeah, I remember those. They are making it a lot more user-friendly and welcoming to returning and new users. Yeah, for sure. And based off of my, like, I normally keep my expectations, well, no. I have kept my expectations extremely reined in during the whole time that I've had with Eden. I'm gonna need to save Dahlia, so I'm just gonna Sentinel now. I kept my expectations extremely reined in when I started on this server, and my expectations have been extremely met. Like I can't say that I've been blown away. Like, I mean, I don't even know, like, I guess the only thing that would, no, that's not true. One thing that would blow me away is if they actually release Besieged. And when Treasures of Outergun comes out, I'm guessing in probably 6 to 7 months is what I would imagine is a time frame. I have no like insider knowledge or anything like that. If they release Besieged, like in even a remotely working form, I will go to the tops of the mountains and I'll be like, oh my god, y'all should play Final Fantasy 11. It's the second coming. I mean, I don't like outright do that now, but I do think about doing it. But I would definitely do it if they come out with Besieged. But I'm one of those weirdos that love like Besieged probably too much. Like it's not like it's not gonna have the same restrictions. Like you're probably only gonna be able to see like 20 miles around you at one time. But like Besieged was one of those things where you felt like there was a real war going on. Like, no matter where you went in Outergun, people were fucking dying. Or getting wiped by some massive AoE conjured from, like, the super H&M that would appear to lead the Beastmen. And people had to go on fucking Black Ops raids in order to get back the Astral Candescence. You know? The only part of Treasures I didn't like was the effect that Calibri had on like the pace, the procedural mouthfeel of the game, so to speak. Whereas like Black Mages just basically like couldn't play. Horizon changed that. At least in the respect that we know for certain. Which is they made it so that you get an experience boost after level 50, and they add that experience boost in addition to a separate experience boost that you get when leveling after 50 in areas that you don't control. So they're trying to goad people into keeping vanilla conquest relevant by encouraging people with like a 15% experience points boost, which is probably slightly more than the flat experience boost that you were getting just from having Sanction, which is like Treasure's version of Signet. Got about 10 minutes left in me. I would say that the icing on the cake for me personally is if they remove or rework the Calibri's ability to reflect magic back. I don't think it's going that change would be instrumental in stopping certain leveling behaviors or even muscle reflex from taking hold in people, but I think that it would at least allow black mages to do stuff in treasures, you know? I mean, if Calibri are not buffed in terms of health or defensiveness or whatever, I do think that there's going to be at least a partial repeat and like what parties focus on. But if there's any deviation through like encouraging people to, with like a pretty extreme experience boost to level in the original vanilla areas, you know, they've got my vote, for lack of a better way of saying it. But Paladin 75 is my goal for now, just so that I can get through all the content. Or just be able to more easily do the stuff that I want to do, like when I want to do it, instead of like, you know, roping other people into doing it unless I need to. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, sometimes you want to go out there and just be like overpowered for a moment. But it's basically just buying time until Treasures of Ottergon comes out and I can be a blue mage again. Like, so one big difference between Eden and, I mean, there's lots of differences, but one big one is Style Lock. So Style Lock is enabled on Horizon, which it doesn't affect anything mechanically. It's purely visual. Wow, he was able to pull hate off of Sentinel. That's pretty crazy. That's actually nuts. But basically what I'm saying is that once I have Blue Mage artifact armor back, the artifact armor stays on during, is all I'm saying. I'm never taking it off. It's staying on forever. Visually. Under the hood, I'm probably going to be wearing different stuff that would ordinarily make me look like a clown. But on the outside, I'm going to look like a certified badass. And they're going to be like, oh my god, that Blue Mage is so cool. He's doing so many unique things. And then they're going to pog, and then I'm going to pog. And it's going to be one big circle of pogging. You know how this goes. Might not actually... Did I level? I did. My level is bugged. It's not, I mean, it's not really something to worry about, so to speak. It just means that I would have to resync. And like with there only being perhaps like 10, no, less than that, like 8 minutes left in the party. Stop moving! Why are you moving? Fuck. I'm trying to save you, man. Okay, now save me. Now get hit. I draw the line at dying to save you. Not really. But like the premise of Besiege is so cool. Like you had all the storm generals that had all their unique aspects to them, like unique skills and stuff like that. Like one of them, I think, like the Mithra was an archer. The Galco was like a paladin, I guess. I don't remember. They're all just cool. You had NPCs that were assisting. You know, you got special items to use just during the besiege. But like it was like real fighting, man. Like in the middle of like the melee when like nobody knows what's happening or where, but like you're in it and like you're scraping by. You're just trying to be incidentally helpful. But see, I don't know how simple narrator's notes it's not. I don't know how simple it is to reverse engineer something on the scale of Besiege, but when or if they are able to get it off the ground, it's gonna be a real thing for them to try to make campaign work for Wings of the Goddess. Because you can kind of see a natural evolution between the different expansions, whereas like vanilla OG Final Fantasy 11, you had Garrison, right? The game, like at certain points, like certain conditions, you could spawn an event using an item that you loot from monsters to spawn like a horde based mode where 10 friendly NPCs pop out, and then you get like 3 or 4 waves depending on how many people you have of monsters. You fight like a boss NM at the end of it, and then you get like certain rewards based on that. But they took it a step further with Besieged, where you have simulated armies moving from 3 different areas to attack an area that triggers like a mega garrison event, along with some other things like mechanics for, you know, like sometimes NPCs would get kidnapped, so you would have to assemble teams in order to go and rescue the NPCs, otherwise they just weren't like available. And then campaign is a step even above that, where you had armies that were not only moving one way, but simulated alliance armies moving out to capture points, and then there basically being like a capture the flag tower defense thing that happens like all the time, like all over. Oh man, just thinking about it's making me salivate a little bit, not gonna lie. 75 thief hardcore player died. 1600 hours. I've seen that guy. I mean, he's probably invested enough time in the game that he's not going to install, but that's definitely that moment will probably make you think about installing. How much of that is in raw time? 1600 hours. 1600 divided by 24. It's almost as if he had been playing 66 days uninterrupted. That's insane. I think that's definitely the highest number that I've seen by far. That's the most playtime I've seen gone from a character for sure. I'll be lucky if my hardcore character ever makes it to 500 hours, to be honest with you. One, because she only gets released from her Mog House on Fridays. 7 p.m. standard or your regional equivalent. But, yeah. It does mean that per my own self-induced rules, if my hardcore character dies, I delete her forever. That's not a joke. I laughed just because I thought about it. And my honest to God reaction to very difficult or stressful situations is just smile or laugh. It's a very normal response, I assure you. Yeah, but that, honestly, that sucks. I feel bad for that guy. He's on a lot. I pass by him pretty much no matter what time of day it is. But if you got to 75, you wouldn't delete. So here's the thing. So the personal philosophy that I practice has a lot of the same, induces a lot of the same behaviors that like Buddhism does. In the sense that if you're aware of what a Buddhist sand painting is, it's when they come up with this insanely intricate, well-designed, complex, big painting made out of sand, and then as a way of helping them cope with, or just better understand the, you know, like that we're not here forever, that we should appreciate things for the times that we have, to try to draw meaning even from like abject suffering, they wipe it away like the moment that they're finished. It's the same thing. If it, Hero, I swear on my, like, what's the most valuable thing to me? My dog. I swear on my dog that if I reach 75 with the hardcore character and it dies, it's gone. It's fucking, the character is dead. It's gonna be on a VOD of me deleting the character. Do I have to do it? No. Is it perfectly within my ability to just not do that? Sure. But I do think that it would be pretty good. I hate it. Deep down, deep down, there's a part of you that likes watching NASCAR cars crash. It's a depraved part of you. Oh, it looks like people are done. Yep, we can call it there. Great job. Lot on whatever you want, which is apparently 3 earth crystals. Let's see. All right, let's equip our warp cudgels. So while I'm waiting for the whatchamacallit to tick down, my warp cudgel cooldown. What's our next streaming time? Next streaming time will be Friday in the Year of Our Lord. 7 p.m. We're gonna be doing the hardcore character that we were just talking about. She's going to be back in the dunes as a monk, which should not kill her. But stranger things have happened. Let me look up an individual that I can send you guys to. And when you happen to be raided into this person's chat room, do me a huge favor and just, like, unless they're on like followers only mode, and then, you know, it's up to your discretion, like what you want to do. And just say hi. It's like, even just saying hi, it makes the streamer feel as though they're engaged, and it makes them happy. And that's all I want, is to leave the world a little bit better, you know, than whatever I'm trying to say, whatever the nice thing is I'm trying to say. I got Raise, Protect 2, and Thun, Blizz, Fire, Raga, and Shock Spikes. Good. I mean, that's a pretty good array right there. But if you are new to the channel and you would like to make a sincerely huge impact on me, just press the follow button. It makes a huge difference. All right, I think I have identified a friend that I want to send you to. The only person that I am personally familiar with offhand that deserves the views that I can see online is a Yamicat. She tends to stream after, or start streaming after I do, which is a perfect segue. So I'm just going to send you over there. Thank you so much for being here. Next stream, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye, bye-bye. pressing the button. You should get some kind of prompts, and if you don't, then I'm just gonna send you anyway. Goodbye, my friends.